Dan's here.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, wait. Carl's here.
Hey, Carl. Hey. Yeah, all right. So, welcome, everybody. My name's Lori from Evolution Pilates and Yoga. Today we will maybe need a block, maybe not. If you have one, great, grab one right now. You can also use a book, anything that's a little bit higher, just to support your practice. Of course, you might not need it. It's always an option. Okay, so we're just gonna give just a couple more moments for everybody just to grab what they need and to arrive on their mats today. Yeah, so we're going to be flowing through some Vinyasas today, Vinyasa flow. We've been working around our entire mat, and it should be about a 45-minute class. See, sometimes I end up kind of getting a little ahead of myself and then we end up doing a full hour, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, so just letting people arrive today again. And you're just going to place your block towards the top of your mat, just so it's accessible and it's ready for you if you do need it. And we're going to begin today's practice in a child's pose. So just going to take some time here just to bring the knees out nice and wide and then bring the toes together. And then begin to settle the hips back towards the heels. And begin to crawl the hands forward. And then just noticing here today what's happening in your body. If you can't quite reach the floor with your forehead, you can stack your palms and just place your forehead on your stacked hands. We're just going to invite in just a few nice big deep breaths here. Inhaling in through the nose. And the long sigh out through your mouth. I invite you to just take a couple more of these. Just noticing on each breath that the back body just begins to expand on the inhales. And your hips begin to release on your exhales. Beginning to just seek out the breath that you'll be carrying through your practice today, whether that's your ujjayi breath, allowing the breath to travel down the back of the throat, becoming a bit more audible. Or if it's not in your practice today, you might just find a regular rhythm of breath and find the inhales and exhales in and out through your nose. I invite you to set your intention for today's practice. And softly, just lifting the forehead off of the mat, begin to walk your hands over towards the left. All the way off of the mat until you find a nice stretch into your right side body. And plugging into your palms. Beginning to just breathe into that right side. Drawing the shoulders down. Invite you to draw the left hand back towards your left hip. So the palm faces down and the elbow points up towards the sky. Begin to energetically begin to press into your hand. And then you're going to find just a little bit more space onto the right side there. Softly taking the left hand towards the right, and and then begin to walk your way back up through center, over towards the right side. Take your inhale, and then as you exhale, begin to settle the hips back towards the heels once again. Yeah, and then begin to breathe into the left side of your body, just giving yourself a moment just to open up. Gently begin to glide the right hand over towards the right hip, palm facing down, elbow pointing up, and then begin to energetically begin to press into your hand. Feeling that left side of your waistline begin to find some length. You might even feel this all the way up your left arm. Gently, your right hand comes back towards the left hand, pressing on up to find your way back onto your mat, into your tabletop. So arranging your knees underneath your hips, getting really nice and big through your hands. Let's take an inhale for the belly to drop the gaze to lift, tilting your tailbone up towards the sky, and then letting your shoulder blades begin to glide on back. Take your inhale, and a complete exhale. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, begin to find the opposite as you begin to round on out, taking the chin towards the chest, navel draws towards the spine. We'll take those 2 breaths right here. Inhale for the belly to drop the gaze to lift. This time we'll move with our breath. Exhale, rounding it out, chin to chest. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round it out. Your next inhale will find you back to neutral, nice long spine. Hooking all 10 toes under and exhaling your way into your first downward facing dog. And just taking a few petals out of the heels here, just creating space into the back line of your body. Backs the legs, begin to find some length. Allow that crown of the head drop between the arms. Eventually, begin to seek out your stillness. Exaggerating the bend into the right knee. Begin to just allow the straightening of the left leg and find the heel towards the mat. If it doesn't quite get there, that's all good. Just finding a stretch into the back of the left leg. Inhale to lift both heels up. Exhale to keep the left knee bent as you begin to straighten out the right leg. Both heels lift, inhale. And then as you exhale, begin to lower both heels down towards the mat. Inhale, lift your heels up and glide forward into your first high plank. Shoulders tracking over top of wrists. Beaming through your heels. Engage your core. And then a gaze shifts just ahead of the hands, just so we're keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Engaging here. Engaging the muscles of the legs, the core. If it's too much today, you might even opt to drop the knees down to the mat. Keeping a nice long line from the backs of the knees to your crown. Continuing to breathe. See if you can connect into that breath. Take your inhale. Exhale your way into downward facing dog. Yeah. All of a sudden, down dog became a resting pose. Take an inhale to glide on forward once again, back into that high plank. This time, let's drop the knees down. Take your inhale, and then as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Unravel your feet, root the tops of the feet in, and then on your next inhale, begin to peel your heart forward in that Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, lower your heart back down. Hook your toes, press up into tabletop, and then find your way into downward facing dog. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lower your knees. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lower. Unravel the feet. Take an inhale for your cobra. Shoulders are back. Exhale, lower. Hook the toes. Press up to tabletop. And find your way into your downward loving dog. So that right there was a modified vinyasa. Anytime during your practice, if you like to take that variation, I suggest, especially if you're newer to the practice or if you're still working on core and upper body strength, that you'll take that variation. Okay, take a look to your hands and softly begin to make your way into your forward fold. Bending your knees as much as you need, allow the head to drop. And then just take a nice big inhale into the length of your spine, into the backs of your legs, and allow the head to find its full weight. Creating traction into the back of the neck. You might even choose to hold on to opposite elbows here for a little sway from side to side. And swaying back to center, releasing the fingers down to the mat. Take your hands to your shins, take a halfway lift. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Slowly we begin to roll our way up to stand, one vertebra at a time to eventually meet in the pose of Tadasana at the top of the mat, shoulders back and down. Take an inhale, sweep the arms on up towards the sky. As you exhale, begin to fold back into your forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, flatten your palms and find your way into high plank. Take an inhale to drop the knees or to glide forward. Exhale, lowering down halfway or all the way. Finding your upward facing dog or your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look to your hands, soften your knees, and find your way into your fold. Inhale to find length halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale into that second round. Inhale, find length. Exhale, high plank. Inhale to take the knees down or to glide forward. Exhale, lower. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inviting in your breath. Look to the hands and find your way into fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Last round, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, lower the knees if you like here. Exhale, lower. Find your back bend as you inhale. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Getting a little bit more warmed up through the body, a little bit more length being created with each one. Look to your hands and find your way into your fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Settling into your heart space, feeling that connection, that journey inwards. Take an inhale, climb the hands up towards the sky. Just taking a small back bend here, finding the gaze towards your hands. And then exhale, find your way into your fold. Inhale to find length. Exhale, fold. Begin to settle your hips down into your chair. Sweep your arms all the way up and sink into Utkatasana chair pose. Relax your shoulders. Sink down with your hips. Knees in the same direction as your toes. Lifting the front of the heart up a little bit here. We tend to collapse forward quite a bit in this one, so make sure that we keep that lift. 2 more breaths. Maybe you're sinking in just a little bit more. Take your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back to lower the back knee down to the mat. Keeping your fingertips to the floor, begin to sink forward on an inhale, shine through the heart. And then as you exhale, walk it back to take the right toes up. Ardha Hanuman. Let's flow here. Inhale, sink it forward. Exhale, glide it back. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale forward. Lift up through your back leg. And then exhale, high plank. Inhale, glide forward to drop the knees. Exhale, lowering through your vinyasa. Find your back bend. Find your way into downward facing dog. Inhale, find your left leg to lift. Exhale, step it through and lower the back knee. Inhale, sinking the heart forward. Exhale, glide it back, left toes up. Inhale, sink it in. And then exhale and back. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale forward. Charge up to that back leg and step forward into forward fold. Inhale to find length halfway. Exhale, fold. Sinking the chair once again, sinking through the hips. This time, staying low, carry the arms. Sinking into a little bit smaller of a chair. Thinking of lifting once again through the heart, the navel is in. This time, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, sweep the arms back, palms face down. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, right foot back. Lower the back knee. Inhale, we rise on up. Exhale, settle in. So if you need here, you might cushion up your back knee anytime that we have the knee down. Yeah, if you have sensitive knees, you gotta take care of yourself, right? Relax your shoulders. Take your inhale. Exhale, flatten the palms, find your way into high plank. Inhale, glide forward to drop the knees. Exhale, lower. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to lift. Step through. Lower the back knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, settle in. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice if you get short and choppy when you start getting warmed up. See if maybe we can change that. Release the fingertips. Step forward into forward fold. Inhale, find length, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Feet come together. Inhale, arms reach on up. Exhale, sinking into chair, take the hands to the heart now. Take an inhale, hinge forward. As you exhale, twist to the right. Working your twist, working it from the navel, keeping the shoulders open. Steady breath. Inhale back through center. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left foot back. This time we prepare for high lunge. Take an inhale, rise. Exhale, settle in, front knee bends. Shoulders relax. Take your inhale. And then as you exhale, maybe you begin to lift back a little bit. Don't force it. Maybe the eyes come towards the sky. Lifting the chin, opening through the throat, finding an open heart. Last breath. Exhale the hands down to the mat. Flatten the palms, slide back, three-legged dog, stack your hip, bend your knee. Squaring through the shoulders. Square the hips back off. Maybe you're bringing your foot down to the mat, otherwise glide forward, three-legged plank. Rolling through a three-legged vinyasa perhaps. And meeting in downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one. Back foot lands at 45. When you're ready, we rise on up. Exhale, settle in, bend into that front knee. Take your inhale, square the shoulders, square the hips. As you exhale, begin to hinge forward a bit. Yeah, it's not super far, but we're feeling a little bit more power and strength through that front leg. A little bit more power and strength through the core. Last breath. Take your inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Back foot comes back just a bit so you can find your way back into high plank. Right hand slightly centered forward. Rotate into Vashisthasana, side plank pose. If you need here, you can bend your bottom knee. Just a little bit more supportive. Slow and steady breath. Find your top hand back down to the mat. Find your way back into high plank. Downward facing dog. Look to the hands and find your way into fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 breaths. Bringing your feet once again together. Taking the arms to reach on up. And then as you exhale, settle into your chair, hands to heart. Begin to offer the heart forward a bit, the hips back, and begin to twist towards the left. Yeah, maybe a smile on your face, because this is probably the 4th chair that we've been in today already. Good job, guys. Shoulders back. You got it. We're open through the heart. We're twisting from the center, and we're breathing. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, right foot back. Preparing for your lunge. When you're ready, we rise. Exhale, settle. Shoulders relax. You've got it. We've got this breath. It's holding us and anchoring us into this moment. And then when you're ready, you might let just the heart, the gaze, the chin climb up towards the sky. Again, keep things soft. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, 3-legged dog. Stack your hip, bend your knee. And then begin to draw that left shoulder down. Just so we're keeping a squaring off. Both hands are rooted equally into the mat. Square the hips back off. Option to bring your foot down. Option to glide forward into that 3-legged plank. Lower down. Find your vinyasa, your version, wherever it is today, is perfect. We're meeting in downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, please. Exhale, step it through, back foot lands at warrior one. When you're ready, we rise. Settle in. Relax your shoulders. Both feet are equally rooted to the mat. See if you can find your breath. See if you can soften. Begin to draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Engage your core, hinge forward. And again, it's just a little bit. You can envision being in the studio right now, reaching towards the tops of the mirrors. comes back, so we can softly step back into high plank. Left hand slightly center and forward. Rotate into side plank pose. Vashisthasana on this side. Breathe. Top hand comes back down to the mat, square the shoulders. Optional vinyasa here. We meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. Begin to walk the hands back towards the feet to find your way into forward fold at the back of your mat. Notice the difference of working into your forward fold by walking back instead of walking forward. I notice that I get a little bit deeper into my fold when I find this entrance. Take an inhale to find length halfway. Exhale, fold back in. Slowly begin to roll yourself up to stand one vertebra at a time to eventually meet in Tadasana, back of the mat. Take the arms to reach on up and find your temple mudra, releasing your index fingers and crossing through your thumbs. Step forward with your right foot. Finding yourself into this warrior three variation, finding the left leg to lift, reaching through the fingertips of the right hand, or both hands, and the left heel. The left heel is pressing back. When you're ready, rise on up. Release that foot. Other side. Finding the left foot to step forward. Right leg is going to lift. Tipping forward into that warrior three, that Tula Dandasana posture. So we reach through polar opposites of that T shape. Draw the hands to the heart and rise on up. So we're back at the top of our mat. Big cycle of breath here. Take an inhale, take the arms on up. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, find length halfway. Exhale, left foot steps back. Take an inhale, sinking on in, shining the heart forward. As you exhale, begin to straighten out through that right leg, take the toes up. Inhale, sink back in. Exhale, toes up. Last sink on in here. Begin to take both hands into the inside of your right foot and walk your hands over to the long edge of your mat, pivoting your feet as you move. Finding your way into the wide-legged forward fold. Take a halfway lift, inhale. And then as you exhale, working your fold. Any variation of fold will do here. Maybe you're taking your hands to the window of your legs with the palms facing down. Maybe you're finding outer ankles or calves with your hands. Or maybe you're finding kind of a wide downward facing dog with the hands forward. No right or wrong here, just doing what feels good. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Begin to walk your hands to the left now towards your left foot. Pivot as you move until you're now facing towards the back of your mat. Step back into high plank. Drop your knees if you like here, rolling through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And inhale takes the right leg to lift, please. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips, peel open. If you have wild thing in your practice here, you might flip on over, landing on the ball of that right foot, finding your wild thing. Right hand comes back down to the mat, three-legged dog. Step forward, spin your back foot on its side to find warrior two. When you're ready, rise on up, inhale. Exhale, settle in. So you get the front heel dissecting right through the middle of the back arch of that back foot. Settle in. Slow and steady breath. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Breathe. Inhale, back into warrior two. Straighten out through that front leg and turn your toes. So now they're facing the other way. So now, got my back to you, so I'm gonna do my best to cue here. We're gonna turn our heels in, toes out. Take the arms to reach, and sink into goddess. So now we've got the toes pointing outwards, the knees pointing in the same direction, tailbone draws down, cactusing your arms. Hugging into the midline. Maybe we add a few little pulses here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise on up. Take the hands to the heart. Turn your back foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat. So right foot parallel to your back. Turn your left toes forward. Take your arms to reach and begin to reach forward as far as you can. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Nice long line through the torso. Maybe you're shifting the gaze towards your right hand. Breathe. Top hand comes to the hip. Take your gaze down to your front foot. And softly, this is where the block might come into play here. You might take your left hand to your block and float into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Stacking through the hips. Flare through your right toes. Maybe you're taking the right hand up. Slowly begin to lose the rotation. Hands come down to the earth. Square your hips. Toes come to touch. Forward fold. Let that all go here. You guys are doing super awesome. Let's take a halfway lift for good measure here. Halfway lift lengthen on your inhale. Exhale, folding back in. Take another inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, find your right foot to step back now. Inhale to sink down with your hips. Exhale, straighten out through your left leg, take your toes up. Inhale, sinking on in. Exhale, toes up. Inhale, sinking in. Take the hands inside of your left foot. Begin to walk to the long edge of your mat. Take your halfway lift. And then as you exhale, find your fold. Hello. Now I'm peeking in between my legs to you guys. Good morning. So again, finding your variation wherever it is today, maybe opposite ankles. Maybe you're taking something a little different this side. Let your head be heavy. You can bend your knees as much as you need as well here if you're finding that the hamstrings are speaking to you. You might even keep your hands underneath your shoulders as well in that halfway lift position. Might be a little bit more comfortable. Invite the hands back underneath the shoulders to find that halfway lift, lengthen your spine, and begin to walk your hands to now again to the back of the mat, moving right. Step back for high plank. So again, the crown of our head is facing towards the back of the room. Begin to hinge forward or lower your knees, lower down. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, we find downward facing dog. Home stretch. Let's take the left leg to lift, inhale. Exhale, bend your knee. Square off through the shoulders for the time being. Feeling that hip begin to sprout open. And maybe you might find your way into wild thing. Landing the ball of that foot to the mat. Lifting the heart to the sky. Finding a lift through the hips. Left hand comes back down to the mat, three-legged dog. Step forward, warrior two. When you're ready, find that heel to arch. When you're ready, we rise on up, inhale. Exhale, we sink on in. Get the heel to arch once again, connecting our feet firmly into the mat. See if you can release tension through your shoulders. Flip your front palm, inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten out your legs, take your hands to your hips. Turn your toes so they're pointing towards the long edge. And then we're going to take our exhale, we sink in to goddess once again. Knees pointing in the same direction as toes. Nice and safe here. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Let's take one more per side. Inhale, center. Take the hands to the heart. Rise on up. Turning your right toes towards the top edge of your mat. Taking your back foot to parallel the back edge. Take the arms to reach. Hinge forward. Triangle. Trikonasana on this side. Gaze can come up to the top hand if it's comfortable for your neck. Keep your belly engaged here. Take the top hand to the hip. Shift the gaze down to your front foot. Soften your front knee. Now it's the right hand that's going to come to your block, perhaps, if it's in your practice to use it. I'm a huge fan of blocks in this practice, in this particular pose. So I'm going to use it today. Stack the hip. Maybe you're taking the left hand to the sky. And remember, my friends, this is a difficult posture, so if you fall out, yeah, it's all good. We all do it. Get back in. Yeah, we're here for a couple more breaths. Get active through your toes on that lifted leg. It'll help the balance. Slowly, let's use that transition back into that standing split posture just for a moment. Lower your foot, find your fold. Softly from here, going to just step back into high plank. Drop the knees down. Cross your right knee behind your left. Bring your feet mat distance apart. Now if you have any knee problems, I'm going to ask for you to find your way onto your bottom first, and I'll show you how to do that after, okay? So if you have okay knees, then you're going to find your feet apart, and you're going to begin to walk back to park your bottom in between your feet. Now, if you have some knee stuff, I suggest perhaps going in on a different way. So you're going to sit down on your bottom first, you're going to take your right leg under, and then your left leg on top. If this is a little too much today, knees, hips, you can lengthen out through the bottom leg. Okay, yeah, options. Okay, so just take a moment just to settle into whatever variation you've taken here. You can sit up onto your block as well. If you're finding that your knees are not quite stacking, that's okay. Having the knee up a little bit is all good too. You might even have that left foot on the floor. Just take a couple breaths. See if you can anchor into the hips. See if you can relax the jaw, the shoulders. Find that you have extra space in your body to perhaps even hinge forward. You might just begin to find the heart towards the top of your mat. And if you're finding, if you have your bottom leg extended and you're not feeling a whole lot here, you can also hug that knee up and in. And you'll feel a little bit more into that left hip. Last 2 breaths. See, I said 45 minutes and definitely getting ahead of myself as I usually do. All right, so from here, we're just going to just lean back and unravel the legs. Send them out in front of you. Toes pointing up towards the sky. Just releasing the flesh away from the sit bones. You can sit up on a block for this one as well. You can also bend into your knees. Okay, let's take the arms to reach on up. And then as you exhale, begin to take the heart towards your toes, reaching until you might grab on. You might even place your hands softly beside your legs. Take the gaze down towards your shins, finding length through the back of your neck. A couple breaths here into the length of your spine, into the backs of your legs. Slowly begin to walk your way back in. Bend your knees. This time we're going to find the left leg under and the right leg on top. And again, using that opportunity to lengthen out the bottom leg if you need here, especially if you got one side that's got some stuff going on today. Just take a moment just to settle into the hips, make a little shift from side to side, just taking inventory of what's happening in this side of your body. Both different every day as well. And then allow the eyes to perhaps shut down for a moment. See if you can release some tension here. You might have hinged forward already. If you haven't, just taking a few expansive breaths with the heart forward perhaps, still anchoring in through the sit bones. Okay, and then finding yourself back on up. Let's take the hands behind, unravel the legs, and this time bringing the soles of the feet down, let's take the hands behind the legs. Begin to lean back, broaden the heart. Maybe you're lifting up your legs. You might keep your hands exactly where they are, right behind the legs. A little bit more support there. Maybe you're taking the arms to release with the palms facing up, just so you can keep everything nice and open. We're not creating any tension here into the shoulders and into our neck. Okay, so you might even stay here today. Okay. Otherwise, taking that big oar up overhead. We might have even done this last week. This is one of my favorite ones. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, over to one side. Doesn't matter which one. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. You might even have your feet down to do this, right? No right or wrong, as long as we're not feeling any pain and that we're not taking any tension into our body that we don't need. Last one per side. Taking them up, release the hands behind the legs, release the soles of the feet down. We're going to do one more here. Arms reach this time. And then we're going to pull back with the right arm, finding a little bit of a twist. Inhale up. Exhale back with the left, or whatever side, doesn't matter, as long as we keep it equal. You might even pull up a little bit as you make your way up to center. I'm just going to turn myself sideways just so you can kind of see what I mean. So we're coming up and back. Last one per side. Find yourself back up to center. And then roll on down to your backs. Chin comes to the chest. Gather the knees in towards the heart. A little rock from side to side here. Release the soles of your feet down to the earth. Bring your feet mat distance apart. Take your arms out to T. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to drop the knees over towards the right side into a wide knee twist. If you like here, you might take the right foot and place it on top of the left thigh, and maybe even take the gaze towards the left hand. Close your eyes, relax. Relishing into this twist. If you're feeling any pain in the hip and you have that right foot placed on top of your left leg, just gently slide it off if it's a little too much. Taking your gaze back up to center. Slide your right foot off of your leg if you've placed it there. Inhale your legs back up towards the sky, and then as you exhale, we're going to drop on over towards the left with the same options and offerings here. Inviting the gaze back towards the sky, the foot slides off the knee. Find your way back up to center. Lovingly begin to gather the knees back in towards the chest. Taking the forehead in towards the knees, perhaps, and give yourself a nice big juicy hug. And begin to lengthen yourself out into your final Shavasana. Inviting the feet to come to the edges of the mat. To relax the arms down by your sides with the palms facing up. And softly close your eyes. Letting go of your control of breath and just let the breath come in just into its natural rhythm. Allowing the fruits of your labor to settle into yourself here. Worked hard. You deserve to lay on the floor and not move for a couple minutes. If you'd like to stay here longer, I invite you to stay in your Shavasana. Otherwise, begin to bring some movement back into your body, a wiggle of your fingers, your toes. Softly begin to bend into your knees. And either rolling over to one side, or you can rock your way up to seat. Inviting the hands to come together, connecting the thumbs to the third eye to acknowledge your intuition, your intentions, your dreams, imagination. Bringing your thumbs to your throat center to acknowledge your truth, always speaking clearly, always with kindness. Bring your hands to your heart to bow inwards, acknowledging you and all that you are. Until next we meet, my friends, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
You're done.